The song I chose was called Hounds of Love by an indie rock band called The Futurists. It's originally sung by Kate Bush, but then they covered it in 2005. When I was thinking about how to go about my video and what to include, I had to think hard because the obvious concept would be canines fornicating. I thought outside the box, trying to bring together a decent pitch that made perfect sense and wasn't too cheesy. The idea I eventually came up with was a love story with a twist, and wanted to also include some parts of the band playing so that I could follow the conventions of an indie rock music video, including a variety of narrative and band shots. I wanted my video to be amplification, as it would still retain a link to the song, but the storyline doesn't fit exactly to the lyrics. I challenged the forms and conventions of my genre, as a typical video would include both narrative and meek shots of the band. My video included more narrative, and I also linked the playing of the band into the narrative to be more creative. There's a few parts of my video that do actually link directly to the lyrics. For example, I've heard the line, "I've always been a coward," to the boy in the narrative being too afraid to ask the girl out who he likes, although she blatantly likes him back. My music video uses conventions of real media, as I tried to stick as closely to an indie rock video as possible, and my song was this genre. My actors and actress wore indie style clothing which would consist of things like skinny jeans, shirts or tight t-shirts. My actors also had longish scraggy hair, which is a concept of indie style media. My ancillary tasks consisted of a CD, DVD, digipack, and either a web page which would be designed on Dreamweaver or a magazine advertisement. I tried to replicate a real CD digipack by getting a few example digipacks together and taking some ideas from them to keep it realistic and sticking to the conventions of my genre. There's a main picture of the artist, or in my case the lead singer. It also contains a logo, and I stuck to the same font throughout. This font is a downloaded font from dafont.com, and I chose this font as I believe this is a nice font that goes well for the genre of my song. I then tried to make my magazine advertisement as close to the digipack as possible, keeping the same colour scheme and font. The background colour is the same, and the pictures I've used for my ancillaries were stills from the video, to keep a strong link between the three products. I then edited them in Photoshop so that they would be more effective and easy on the eye. It also blended the pictures to the background a bit more. The feedback I got from my audience was really helpful, as the stuff they said was just helping me make my video that extra bit better. Many people said that the scene in the school where the teacher gives it attention, that I should have actually chosen an actual teacher instead of one of the school kids acting, because it wasn't very realistic. I tried to change this, although I was unsuccessful in getting the teacher in the short space of time I had left. I was also told that the lip syncing wasn't all that great. This was because my actor wasn't too enthusiastic. By the time I had gotten this feedback, I was unable to go back and change this, as I was behind schedule anyway. The feedback I was getting, so I knew my positives and negatives of the video. The feedback I received that I consider positive were the fact that my storyline worked well with the song. Some of the locations I chose to shoot were good, such as the street where the lead actor was walking to school and the school corridors. The feedback I received, which was negative, were things such as bad acting for the school teacher and lip syncing, which I've already mentioned. The placement of the band, there was lots of artistic pictures in the background, so it didn't seem as real, and also the cutting out of the scenes too quickly, which I was able to sort out. From the feedback I realised that I should have put more effort into the actors and locations. I also think I could have used a place that had better lighting for some of my shots, because some of them were either too dark or too light. The first piece of technology I used for my research and planning, this was blogger.com. I collated all of my work together on the blog so it was easier to be seen by my teachers, and it made it easier for me to get my work at home if I needed to catch up. I edited the settings on my blog so it was more aesthetically pleasing. It didn't look just thrown in any old place. Once my research and planning was over with, then I had to do my video. To create my music video I obviously needed a film, so I needed a tripod and a camera. Seeing as I didn't finish all my filming in one shoot, I ended up using more than one camera. One of them was a mini DV MD2 116, and the other was a Sony HDV 1080i. When I finished filming for my video, I used a Firewire, which gives a quick way of uploading the footage. The footage gets placed in iMovie, and then I edit the bits in there, and then I put it in the Final Cut Express, which I'd never used before. But I did get used to it, and then I put my music video together using the markers, which give an accurate mark, and if I used a mistake, then I just cut it out. And I was also able to add effects by the effects bar at the top, by either going to video transitions or video filters. To create my ancillaries, I used a program called Photoshop, which I have on my own laptop, because I don't like the Elements version that's on the Macs. I already had an understanding of how to use Photoshop because of me having it at home, But when creating my ancillary tasks, I developed 5 skills by just playing about, trying to make them look that extra little bit better.